Good evening, Ape Nation. Guys, what's going on? It's New Year's Day. It's 1/1/2022. I made a video last night. I included a small clip from Lou vs. Wall Street's video where he was talking about the brokerage apps having to locate actual shares and driving the price up for AMC. Now, I got a lot of comments, people saying I was taking him out of context, that I wasn't listening to the whole message. And so let's address the elephant in the room. I have no qualms about being wrong about something and admitting it. So if you feel like I took his words out of context, I would say it's more of a timing thing, that you only have so much time in these videos to get your point across. I could play the 2 minutes leading up to the statements that I played. In the 2 minutes following, I don't know if they would help his case or make it worse, but we just don't have time for that. I don't have time to go through a 28-minute video and break it down piece by piece. I figure if I make an exact recording of the English words that are coming out of the man's mouth, we can take that as gospel pretty much from Lou. I said I was going to try and do some more listening this year instead of talking, but I guess we're going to have to push off that New Year's resolution one more day, because I'm going to get into it about this, and I want to talk about the float of AMC and a few other things before we get out of here. But before I get too far ahead of myself,
cue the speeder.
This is the way.
all right, guys, so I don't want to spend a whole hell of a lot of time on this. I'm going to back up the video for like a minute and a half of before he says what I played last night to give you some context. Roll the film.
Look, all the bot attacks, all the crazy shit that's happened, all the paid YouTubers, okay, that are out there, okay, they all been trying to stay, hold to the moment, but nobody's breaking down the fucking thing that I'm trying to tell you. You need to understand the funds, the little D's, only have X amount of money. When you take that money across 10 million of us, or 8 million of us, or 7 million of us, and then the funds on top, and you do the division, multiplication, and whatever, and you rub two penguins together and an ice cube comes out, then you're going to see the reality of what I'm telling you. There's
some context. So this is leading up to his statement. We're going to do division, multiplication, rub two penguins together, get an ice cube.
X amount of money that they have. What we need is them, yes, to get vaporizing that money. We need the fucking brokers to fucking pay in blood, like coughing blood type shit. And then if we get them to do that, then the little D's, then we can go up. And then this is where you're going to have a stock price that defies the lot, because we're having two sets of entities that are paying. It's almost like having two groups of little D's, if you would. The broker's gonna have to fucking pay. You're thinking, why would the broker have to pay? Because when you bought shares, they told you, I got you, but there was no fucking shares. They just, there you go. You bought 500 shares, there you go.
Okay, there's some context for you leading up to that statement. Now, I hate to ask this question because I know people are gonna freak out, but where have we seen any proof, documentation, or even theories coming from people in the know that the brokerages at some point for anywhere between 2 to 7, 8 million different retail investors have not purchased any of the shares or a large percentage of the shares that we currently on paper in our apps own? Where is that proof of that information? That I have never seen. If that were to be the case, and the brokerages have just ignored all these buy orders and are just moving numbers around on screens.
But there was no fucking shares. They just, there you go. You bought 500 shares, there you go.
Well, that is going to be a major problem going forward. I can promise you that. You're talking about all kinds of malpractice. You're talking about lawsuits across the board. That is a really sticky situation for a bunch of these brokerages to go in and say, we're just not going to purchase any of these actual shares. We're just going to fudge numbers on paper. We got way bigger problems than not being able to squeeze right now. If that is the case, I can't even imagine the litigation that would have to take place in order to sort that all out. But can I 100% prove that they have purchased all the shares, 100% of them either? No, of course not. I'm not saying there's not a possibility out there that this could be possible. Maybe one of the smaller broker apps, I don't know. I can't prove that they haven't done that. But you know what? No one so far has been able to prove that they have. And that's my bottom line on that topic. But before I close the book on this topic, I got to give a shout out to Neutral in the comments. Neutral said, I clearly didn't watch the whole video. And you know what? He was right. I actually stopped it at that point because I was so wrapped up with what Lou was saying. I continued on to finish the video at Neutral's request. And I caught this gem at the end. Roll the film.
In a way where everybody's taking care. So if you want to hold the 500,000 to $1 million, God bless you. I pray for you, whatever. I just laid it out for you, and I hope that this video shows you something that, one, there are still good motherfuckers in this world, because I consider myself one of them. Two, I don't need to be doing this. I can probably say after all the fucking craziness I went through and all the beatings I took, I'm going to be a millionaire in 2022 without AMC.
Wow.
That being said, I'm still always going to be the same street guy that walks around when people see me in the street.
I just got to say, man, hats off. That is impressive. I hope everyone in the family is going to be a millionaire in 2022. I know the rest of us need AMC. We don't have $750 a day coming in ad revenue, but hopefully that everyone in the family, including myself and everyone on this channel, is going to be a millionaire in 2022. We just need AMC to do it. And that's why we're holding on strong to the stock. Now, I didn't want to spend this much time on Lou tonight. And, you know, time just sometimes gets away from you. And look, I hope that there's maybe some confusion here. I hope that there is some big scheme that's going on behind the scenes that we just haven't been able to pull paperwork on yet. And hopefully that's coming to light soon. That would be fantastic. If someone can get some documentation out there that we can provide to the SEC saying, hey, the brokerages aren't buying our shares, 3 to 4 million retail investors, they're just putting numbers on paper, that would be a huge story to break. So, Lou, if you ever get around to that, let's get it to Fox and MSNBC and the rest of, or at least some independent journalists who can start to verify the information. That would be great if you could do that for the fam. All right, now I'm out of time, but I want to real quick touch on Congress because it's the first of the year and we're already up to our old tricks again. Seeking Alpha put out this article about Nancy Pelosi and her millions of dollars in call options for Google, Roblox, and Disney. Get ready. They're about to start making some money. Her and Paul made these purchases between the 17th to 21st. Follow the money, guys. Follow the money always. And my favorite is this. Look at AOC. AOC, come on. New York's on lockdown. You need a vaccine card. They're throwing kids out of restaurants. You can't be down in Florida hanging out with a white guy having a martini. That is not cool. All that smack she talks about DeSantis. And maybe you should be back in New York with your constituents trying to figure out how to bring business back to the city of New York. Instead of sitting down with this oppressor here, with your oppressor ginger-haired friend. Unbelievable. So Omicron cases are soaring in New York and DC, so let's go to Miami where we don't have to wear a mask and we can hang outside. That's Congress for you though, right? You gotta love them. All right, guys, I'm ending this for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll talk about the flow to AMC. And again, apologies to anyone if you misconstrued my message last night. Thank you so much, guys, for everything. If you left a comment yesterday, I'll be answering it. I'll get around to it tomorrow. Don't worry. And thank you for the views, the likes. You know the whole deal. This is Ape Nation. I'm the Massalorian, and I'm out.